My name is H.A. Goodman, and I'm an author, columnist, and journalist, and this segment is going to be done following YouTube policies. I am simply reading from the New York Times. So I know that YouTube policies don't allow the discussion of explicit, salacious, degrading, demeaning, horrifying activity, but we're talking about Democrats, so what do you want me to do? His name is T Schneiderman, and he's not that fantastic at all. In fact, I'll read you. This is the resistance, really in a nutshell. T Schneiderman, New York. This is the New York Times. So I am following YouTube guidelines. Okay, so just, because YouTube has a policy against demented, salacious, disgusting, abusive discussion. But how am I supposed to read about T Schneiderman, New York's Attorney General, resigns amid assault accusations? How on earth can you possibly do a segment on Democratic politics without discussing the most vile and demented aspects of culture and society? So I'm just going to go ahead, and this is just going to be from the New York Times. I will put the article below. It'll be the first thing you see in the description section. And I just want to make sure that this is abiding by YouTube policies, because I'm just going to read directly from the New York Times, a very trusted and reputable publication that we all love. Hamilton 68 approved. T Schneiderman, New York's Attorney General, resigns amid assault accusations. T Schneiderman, the New York State Attorney General, who rose to prominence as an antagonist of the Trump administration, abruptly resigned on Monday night hours after the New Yorker reported that 4 women had accused him of physically assaulting them. Now, I then go ahead. I'm going to I won't put the link below, but you can go to Schneiderman's Twitter. The link below might, YouTube policies might have an issue with this, but, quote, in the privacy of intimate relationships, I have engaged in role-playing and other consensual activity. Okay. I have not assaulted anyone. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross. And then I politely asked, Did you store any pics with classified intelligence because your buddy Wiener did? And then I put the Judicial Watch article basically talking about how 18 classified emails were found alongside Anthony Weiner and his... I'm not even going to use a profanity alert on this one, okay? Because I want this 150,000 million % compliant. It's very tough to do when you're talking about Democrats. So let's go ahead really quickly. Okay, so now I want to read you the full context of his tweet, which is statement from... Okay, yeah, so that's his statement. So he's saying that he assaulted these individuals because... Okay, not guns. Here we go. Oh, yeah, women, the march, the Women's March. I think I see a hat of female genitalia there. I don't even want to use the word. I want this completely compliant with YouTube because, we're talking about Democrats and their behavior. May 6th. Oh, okay. This is the best. On May 6th, he goes, This is the year we turn red districts purple and purple districts blue. Today, Eric was honored to join the Ulster County Democratic Committee as we transform what started as the resistance into the next affirmative movement for justice and equality. Then 5 hours later, May 7th, statement from T Schneiderman. In the privacy of intimate relationships, I have engaged in role-playing and other consensual activity. Consensual sexual activity. I have not assaulted anyone. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross. Interesting. Okay. But what happened? It's interesting also because notice how there's nobody saying that Trump, like, beat them, or nobody is saying that. Yet, Eric Schneiderman, from one tweet to another, this is just fantastic. I gotta put a little hilarious smiley face on this one. From one tweet to another, you have, we're gonna blue wave this thing. Oh, role-playing sexual activity. It's normal. It's not a problem. Not guns. So, and then you have this guy. So, here are the people who are going to tell you that guns are evil. You're evil. You voted for Trump. You're deplorable. You're a horrible person. Trump doesn't deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. No Nobel Peace Prize for Trump. No Nobel Peace Prize. He doesn't deserve it. There was only, there's now, thank God, peace on the Korean Peninsula. There's talks right now to real serious talks between Kim Jong-un and President Moon Jae-in, between North and South Korea, and really just amazing. That's something that's groundbreaking and paradigm changing. But no, he does not deserve the Nobel Peace Prize. Unemployment is at its lowest for Black and Latino citizens. Unemployment is lowest in years nationwide. The steel industry is coming back after being depleted under President Obama and prior administrations. Because while people say tariffs are really bad and free trade is great, unfortunately, when China or the European Union or others don't play fair in terms of trade, then you have to protect certain strategic industries. That's not that's a very sane thing. Is Trump flawed? Sure, Clinton was flawed too, but we were told to vote for her. Trump is always going to be less hawkish and less militant. People can say, well, what about this? What about that? Yeah, okay. I voted for Jill Stein originally. So I agree with the sentiment that, hey, we need to get our soldiers back. I was at the range today, and I'll go ahead, and it's pretty cool. I shot a 22 Smith & Wesson 22 MP15. And then I shot a Stag Arms 5.56, both rifles, and it was really great. And my buddy was a veteran from Afghanistan, and we went, and he told me, I'm not going to repeat what he told me about his experiences, meaning what he saw, what he had to witness of how people treat their own citizens. But I'm not, anyway, aside from that, you go ahead and you have these people away from their families. I want American soldiers back home. And if I can't get that from a candidate who could possibly win, then I want a much less militant, less hawkish foreign policy. There's no question that Trump is less hawkish, less militant, even though he's engaging in activity that I don't want. I don't want him to be in Syria. I don't want us to be in Yemen. But what took place, in Syria is a million times worse would have taken place under Clinton. Clinton wanted a no-fly zone. A no-fly zone with Russian and Syrian jets, and Iranian jets too. She wanted a no-fly zone. Anyway, we can go on forever. But I had a great day, just for a little while, like an hour, we went to the range. But getting back to, so that's on BitShoot, by the way. So that's day 3 of Liberal to NRA. The first day, this is all on BitShoot, because I don't go ahead and upload on YouTube because the policies do not allow. I mean, they might, but I don't want to take a risk, so they don't allow me. But BitShoot, by the way, is going to be monetized in some fashion tomorrow. So I'm hoping to go ahead and take advantage of that and put exclusive content on BitShoot regarding my journey into firearms and into, learning and getting more immersed into enjoying the Second Amendment. I think it's something that, and just to let you know a little secret, almost all my friends were liberal to center, very few conservative, but a lot of my liberal friends for years and years and years all enjoyed firearms and the Second Amendment while voting for a party that wants to. There are people, and I have very intelligent friends, but they're, they have a very hardcore ideology. When you hear people say, oh, well, come on, we're not going to take away all your guns. There are people who want to rewrite the Second Amendment. That's not hyperbole. There are people who think that there's no need for protection and yet, or enjoyment. There are guns out there like, I don't know. I can go ahead and list a whole bunch right now, but I won't. That would not be good for home protection, but would be super fun to enjoy at the range or, indoor, outdoor range, whatever. Okay? You can go ahead and give me your thoughts below. What are some guns that are not good, not feasible for home protection, really, but super fun, super enjoyable to shoot at the range or, at the range or whatever. But what I'm saying is, get sidetracked. Actually, it's not sidetracked because you know what? We got to get back to Mr. Schneiderman. Mr. Schneiderman. Well, this is interesting. Trump's tweet: Wiener is gone, Spitzer is gone. Next will be lightweight Attorney General Eric Schneiderman. Is he a crook? Wait and see. Worse than Spitzer or Wiener. Wow. This is, Tammany Hall is. This is Tammany Hall. This is Tammany Hall. This is exactly what you. This is exactly what you read about in history, where you have these corrupt, very corrupt political parties. And you have a situation where the political parties take advantage of voters. Trump gives something to voters. He goes ahead and he gives something to his voters in terms of, I might not like everything that he gives. I might not like, what he, I might not like certain things about Trump, but there are more things to like about Trump than Hillary Clinton. A lot more things. Peace between North and South Korea is important. But here, I'm trying to go ahead. This is just unbelievable. Let me just read you this. Again, from the New York Times. So this is completely, this is worse than any, this is worse than the Steele dossier. What's the biggest, sexual escapade in the Steele dossier? Okay, he got urinated by two women. Who hasn't? I mean, honestly. No, I'm joking. But he got urinated on. Okay. Who's getting hurt there? Well, he didn't, obviously. Actually, the whole thing was complete gossip and hearsay and rumor and made up. But let's just assume, and it wasn't urinated on him, it was on the bed. But Schneiderman was a role-playing person. He loved to role-play. Eric T. Schneiderman. Okay. While these allegations are unrelated to my professional conduct, this is like, this is a horrible, I don't want to give the analogy, it's a sports analogy anyway. While these allegations are unrelated to my professional conduct or the operations of the office, they will effectively prevent me from leading the office's work at this critical time. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I therefore resign my office effective the close of business on May 8, 2018. Al Franken bites the dust. Eric Schneiderman bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Schneiderman, Franken, Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein, big, powerful Hollywood mogul, gone. Big, powerful New York Attorney General, gone. Big, powerful, guy who forced himself upon Leon Tweeden, senator who... This guy forced Jeff Sessions. I'm not doing any profanity alerts, and that's a good thing. This segment, I would go on a tirade. I would just not stop. But I'm not going on any profanity alerts because this is about Schneiderman in New York, typical Democrat. I want to be YouTube compliant. Can't talk about the demented, sick, depraved, disgusting activities of people without... It's a fine line, and if I had the profanity alerts and all that stuff, I'm talking about a Democratic politician here. His resignation represented a stunning fall for a politician who has also assumed a prominent role in the Me Too movement. Oh my God. Okay. 2 of the women who spoke to the magazine said they had been... Okay, I'm reading from the New York Times. They had been choked and hit repeatedly by Mr. Schneiderman. Apparently, this was all part of the role-playing. Both said they had sought medical treatment. My God. See, this is an issue. If you seek medical treatment, this proves this is he's going to have a tough time saying, hey, it was just a role play. I was, Superman, and, I was R2-D2, and we just got, it was just a little bit out of hand. No. Medical treatment, Another woman, a lawyer, said she was slapped violently across the face. That's horrible. That's horrible, but also, it's a lawyer. So, a 4th woman, that means horrible if you're not a lawyer, but, I guess Schneiderman is an attorney general. She's like, I'm the top lawyer here in New York. Nobody can touch me. I'm Wolverine for the night, and no one will, you can't do anything about it. A 4th woman also said she had similar experiences. All the women in the article who had been romantically involved with Mr. Schneiderman said the violence was not consensual. Not consensual. This is the guy who's going to tell you can't there are places where you banning handguns, full weapon firearm ban within certain city limits, and still violence is crazy. And this is the guy that's going to say, no, you live in a violent area, you can't protect yourself because I am Colossus from the X-Men. And I'm just going to go ahead and, hurt these women. This guy is typical Democrat. Look, you have the Roy Moores, okay? But even the Roy Moore issue, as demented as that is, here you have, and I don't condone Roy Moore. The guy's out of his mind. He wants to, in Alabama, he wants to run for governor. The guy can't take a hint. He cannot take a hint. Nope. Then you're not going to win. You're not going to win in Alabama or anywhere else. Stop with the, But Mr. Schneiderman, 63, denied abusing the women, saying in a statement, in the privacy of intimate relationships, I've engaged in role-playing and other consensual sexual activities. Interesting. I have never engaged in non-consensual sex, which is a line I would not cross. But if you dressed me up as Mary Poppins, I become Joe Frazier. But not long after the allegations were made public, many of his allies... Oh, of course. Are you kidding? They're throwing him under the bus faster than Comey betrayed McCabe. This is James Comey. He's like, I'll testify against McCabe. And Sessions like, I haven't even indicted him yet. Would you hold on? And Comey's like, if you do call me, no problem. I will testify against him if you need me. He's a great guy, though. I can't say enough good things. But meanwhile, many of his allies Governor Andrew M. Cuomo, who, like Mr. Schneiderman, is a Democrat, called for him to step down. Of course. Well, what do you expect? I mean, obviously they have to call for him to step down, but, like, you know. Trump called this too, apparently. This, like... And the thing with Trump is that he's brash and he's loud, but his family loves him. He has a large family. All his kids love him. You know, how many people do you know who have, you know, parents that didn't give them a lot of love, but yet they were well off? But this guy's a billionaire, and his kids are 100% loyal to him, Trump. So that's a good thing. And yeah, sure, he likes to have sex with Stormy Daniels, fine, but it's not like he, you know, dressed up as Chewbacca and, or like, you know, whatever. Pretended he was Rocky or something and, you know, did all these crazy things. You never have Trump hitting a woman, but you have the Democrat hitting a woman and then blaming it on role playing. But this is the Democratic Party. They're going to tell you that you're deplorable. Don't you know? Don't you know you're a deplorable? Hollywood is going to tell you that you are just this deplorable, low-life scum of the earth. Oops, Harvey Weinstein. Oops, Al Franken. Oops, Eric Schneiderman. I mean, if I'm missing a name, let me know. I know I am. Bill Clinton, obviously, and Anthony Weiner. That goes without saying. It's like, you make like, who would be on the Mount Rushmore of demented, depraved Democratic politicians? Clinton would have to be up there. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Subscribe to this YouTube channel right now. And subscribe, you know, to my BitShoot channel. The BitShoot link is below to H.A. Goodman. But, you know, check that out. And this coming Tuesday, or I believe tomorrow it'll be monetized and I'll have to go through the process. But I'll be providing some content on BitShoot that I cannot provide on YouTube. And it'll be me shooting some, you know, pretty cool firearms in the next couple of weeks. Some very cool ones. I happen to have the good fortune to know some really great instructors and some really good ranges not far from me. So, and I know a lot of great people who are either veterans or who, you know, can help me out and, you know, educate me along this process, because up until very recently, it had been a long time before I got back into enjoying the Second Amendment. But there was this one instructor like 20 plus years ago, and I still remember, because it had been like a virtually like 6-7 years, then 8 years, then 7 years, or 5 years or whatever, of me not even touching a firearm. But I still remember some really, really important things that in Burbank, California, this instructor told me. This was when I was like, what, 23? Yeah, 23 or 24. And I still remember. Anyway, I'm getting a tangent. Give me your thoughts below. Share this segment everywhere. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for listening. I'm just reading here. Eric Schneiderman, New York Attorney General, resigns amid assault accusations. Typical Democrat. Thank you so much for listening.